Hey, super scientists! So it's Mrs. Lucas here, and I'm excited to be back here with you to talk about ants. If you remember, we started out the week by reading our nonfiction story about ants, and it gave us a lot of really interesting facts. And then I also added to that by reading you fun facts about ants that I have posted up here. So today we're going to do a little bit of ant research, and we're going to talk about all that information that we learned. And it's right up here in our computer, and we're going to put it right down here on this paper. So you're going to help me out, and when we're all done, you're going to go ahead and record the answers, and then you are going to create your own sentence using some of the information. I need at least one sentence from you. So the first thing that we're going to do is take a look at the chart. So right here it says ant research, and then we're going to talk about these words. There's 4 words here, and those words help us to describe the ants. Okay, so for example, ants are, so we're going to tell what ants are. Ants have, we're going to talk about maybe their body parts. What do ants eat? And where do they live? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with what ants are. And when I think about ants, right, I think about, oh my goodness, I need a magnifying glass to look at them because they're so teeny tiny. So I love that word because I think they're tiny. So I'm going to write the word tiny. Ants are tiny. And you could use the word small. You could use the word little, whatever you can think of. I just like the word tiny. Ants are workers. They're always busy and they're always working. So I'm going to use the word workers. And ants can also be different colors. They can be black or they can be red. So I'm going to put those 2 words down. I'm going to put black. And if you want to, you can also write the word red. All right, have. This is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. You want to know why? Because we know that all insects have 3 important things. All insects have 3 body parts. Just like when we made our ants here, we had 3 circles. A head, thorax, abdomen, 3 parts, right? They also have 2 antennas, and those antennas help them to smell and help them to kind of like see their way. They feel, so they use it for feelers, and they use it also to smell with. And then it also has 6 legs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all attached to the thorax. All right. It also has an exoskeleton, and it also has sometimes wings. And if you look here, the outside covering, we have a skeleton inside of our bodies, but the insects have something called an exoskeleton, which means that their skeleton is almost on the outside of their body, right? So it's kind of interesting. So what do they have? We're going to just be simple, and we're going to write they have 3 body parts. They have 6 legs, and they have 2 antennas. All right. So we're almost there, guys. We've got 2 more. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. What do they eat? So I know that you guys had a lot of really good answers. Even yesterday when I asked that question, so many of you answered that like super quick. So they can eat leaves. They eat other insects. So I'm just going to write the word insects. And the gross thing that they eat, right? They eat dead animals. So I'm going to write dead animals. Ew, gross, right? And then the last thing, where do they live? So we talked about where ants live. They live in a nest. Important word, they live in groups called colonies, so they live in a colony. And they also, you might say, when they dig those tunnels, we said here, they live in a nest that is full of tunnels and rooms. So you could even add there either the word tunnel or the word room, right? They live in a tunnel or they live in a room, in one of the rooms there in the tunnels that they dig. So I'm going to add that there also. All right, so my ant research tells me that ants are tiny, they are workers, sometimes they are black, and sometimes they can be red. Ants have 3 body parts, 6 legs, 2 antennas. And what do they eat? They eat leaves, insects, and dead animals. And where do they live? Well, they live inside of a nest. Their nest has a group called a colony. That's their group. That's what they're called. They live in a colony. And then inside there, they have tunnels and rooms. So you're going to take all this information and you're going to write to me at least one sentence about something new that you learned about ants. So when you print this paper out, or if you're working on a separate piece of paper, when you're all done with your research, you can take a separate piece of paper and right next door, you could write me a little report with a sentence and a little picture, or you can also flip it over to the back if you want, okay? So I need to see at least one really good sentence about probably your favorite thing that you learned about ants using this research, all right? And then if you want to add a little picture, you can do that also. Okay, guys? So I know you guys are working really hard today. There's a lot of work to do today, but I know you can handle it. You're rock stars. You're amazing. And like I said, if you need to stop, you know, and copy my work up here, you can, or you can also come up with your own ideas. And if you only have just a couple for each box, that's fine too. You don't have to go crazy. All right? So I hope you have fun with this. I think it was really interesting learning about ants, but we're not done yet. We still have Friday. So we're going to be doing one more thing tomorrow. All right, guys? So have a great afternoon, scientists.